Alrighty, folks. So it's almost power hour right now, and all across the board, well, we're not looking so good right now. We have the Russell down 1.5%, the Nasdaq's down 0.75%, as the good old S&P 500's down 0.6%, and the Dow's not looking that bad, only down 0.1%, as the VIX is up 6%. So in this video, you guys know the drill. We're going to break down the markets. We're going to talk charts. We're going to talk stocks and go over what I'm looking to do in the market. So if you guys find value, of course, hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe and get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo and up to 12 stocks from Webull. Free money, guys. And feel free to check out my Patreon as well, which we just started a Patreon portfolio, and I post charts all day, what I'm doing on Patreon. If you guys want to check all those links out, they're down below. And now let's dive into the video. So yeah, we're selling off today, guys. Not looking so great at all, but this was due. And we talked about this, right? Markets last week just got way overbought. You guys saw big tech got way overbought heading into their earnings, and they ended up selling off. We're talking Amazon. We're talking, well, Apple actually had a green day on Friday, but we're talking companies like Google and what's the other one? Either way, a bunch of big tech names sold off, and that's after they got way too hot. And look at SPY. I mean, this thing got all the way up to about $420 on Thursday, guys. $420, and it essentially went up in 2 days from under 400 to that 420 mark. That's 5%. And Triple Q in that same time period probably went up even more than that. Typically, this does move more in both directions, right? Usually. In that same time period, Triple Q went from 292 to almost 315. That was a move of 7.3% in just about a day or two. That is unreal. So the fact that we're cooling off right now, the fact that the markets are selling off, well, it's not surprising at all. It is not surprising at all. You guys can see here, Triple Q is holding the uptrend on the 4-hour chart. We're still above both moving averages. We still have a golden cross, which means simply the 50 SMA in this case is crossing above the 180 SMA. And in general, guys, a golden cross is when a smaller time frame moving average crosses above the larger time frame, which in this case, again, is the 50 crossing above the 180 SMA. So we're seeing this big move. We've been seeing this big move in the markets, and quite frankly, the trend is still holding. Like I said, even though we're down all across the board today, and let's say we fall under 290, let's say we start falling under 295, okay, then we can make a case that the bears are coming in hot, the trend is reversing, but we're just not there yet. That's the reality. We're not there yet. And on SPY, it's the same thing. I mean, this is the 4-hour chart. If I zoom in a little bit, does this not look like the uptrend is holding, guys? I mean, it sure does to me. Look at that. We're above the 50 SMA. We're well above the 180 SMA, and we're at a clear higher low. So at this point in time, the way things are standing now, bulls are still in control, even though we're in the red right now, and that's as of now. And of course, guys, you got to subscribe because we do market updates every day, and I literally break down the charts multiple times a day on YouTube, on Patreon, like I said. And we're gonna spot once the trend starts to reverse, and I'll let you guys know. Of course, that's the whole purpose of the YouTube videos, right? Everything I'm doing here, we're breaking down the charts. I'll let you guys know when things are reversing, and of course, you might see it for yourselves. But we're just not at that point quite yet. That's just the reality of the matter here. And does that mean I'm buying calls, or I'm buying T Triple Q, which you guys probably know is the bull ETF, the 3X bull ETF? I'm not doing that quite yet, but all I'm just saying is what I'm seeing, and I'm not pulling the trigger until, okay, fine. Maybe if Triple Q comes down a little bit more, I'm not going to, FOMO into it on the first sign of a dip. But if it comes down a little bit more, maybe down to about 300, maybe I'd consider, a short-term trade on T Triple Q. But for now, guys, I'm just sitting on my hands. Like I said last week before the tech earnings, I was sitting on my hands, and that ended up working out for me, and I'm going to do the same thing now. I'm going to be patient. I'm not going to force anything here in Power Hour, and we'll see how tomorrow ends up going. it could happen. Anything could happen at this point, right? So right now we're down across the board, and for the fifth time, guys, bulls are still in charge. I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and let's just do a quick little update here on what's going on with some of these stocks. Interesting day today, guys. We have Tesla up 3% so far. Let's take a look at that. Tesla's up more like 2.8 if we want to be exact, 2.8%. And this is at a very vulnerable spot. Like I talked about in my Saturday video, 200, that was resistance back in the middle of November, end of November, early December. That's where we're at now. We're at pretty much 195, 200, and I'm not 100% convinced that we're going to just plow right through 200 and fill the next gap, which is anywhere from 225 to 230. I am very, very hesitant about that. And if we look here, you guys can see back in May, June, July, we held support at about 205, which obviously we broke under that, and that became resistance. So that's an even, that makes 200, 205 an even bigger point of resistance is what I'm trying to get at. So at this point, I'm not going to short Tesla. Like I've said before, shorting Tesla or trying to play puts is a very risky game, especially for a stock like Tesla. But I'm for sure not FOMOing into it either. This is one that I could easily see come down towards 155, 160, which kind of tempts me to short it or buy puts or, buy Tesla Q. But I know better, guys. I know better. And it's just with a stock like Tesla, you never know. That's the thing. You think it's overbought, then it could just get destroyed. I mean, Tesla Q, or rather, it could continue going up. Tesla Q is one that, you guys know when was the inception date of Tesla Q? I don't even know. It's recent. It just came out over the summer, and this is a way that you could actually play the downside of Tesla. This is a little tempting. I am not going to lie, but I'm just not pulling the trigger on it quite yet. Who knows? Maybe we'll see. I don't know. It's one that at this point, I'm just not going to go long on it. There's no shot. I think the move's been made, but then again, it's difficult to short this. It's your timing has to be impeccable. So Tesla, be careful at 200. We have AMC ripping today. What a day for AMC, guys. This is starting to reverse. You guys remember how I was saying when it was under $5, that was not looking, that was not the best stock. It was not looking great for the stock. Well, we're past $5. We're now taking out the highs from the middle of January. Those were right around $6.50. And we're getting close to $7, which was the high from the middle of October heading into the end of October, early November. If we crack $7, which is where my alert's at, guys, AMC could really start to make a move, maybe towards 840, 850, 860. That's where the highs were middle November. End of November, early December. That's where this could be going. We also have GameStop moving up on the day. We have an inverse head and shoulders that we kind of talked about already. I think we mentioned that last week. It looks like that's still intact. It's up 6.5%. We're above the moving averages. We have a golden cross, all that good stuff. So let's see if this continues the move, maybe towards the mid-20s, maybe mid-high 20s. That's definitely in the cards for a crazy move in stock like GameStop. Snapchat on the day is also looking pretty good. It's up 9.3%. Taking out the highs here from, the middle of November. That's actually the middle of October, rather, heading into the middle of November. We're taking that high out. Now, it looks like, even though it's overbought, it looks like momentum could take it to $12.80, $13. That's the double top from the middle of August, middle of September. You guys can see that's where Snap topped that, then went all the way down to $7.30. So this looks like it wants to move, continue to make that move. Maybe $13, maybe even higher than that. So shout out to Snap today, guys. Very strong day for that stock. What else is moving today? And actually, I forgot. Hold on a second. Let me pull up the earnings. We have some earnings after the bell today, guys. We have a lot to talk about after the bell. Let's actually take a look at some of these stocks before we wrap this video up. By the way, if you're finding value, hit that like button. I appreciate you guys as always. So after the bell today, we have Pinterest, Activision, Take-Two, Spirit, Simon Property, Chegg. So we have a couple companies that we have to keep an eye on. Let's actually run through some of these quickly and see how they're doing as their earnings are going to be coming out in the next hour. So Pinterest is up 1.5%. That's a sign that, maybe some buyers are piling in before the earnings. It's risky. I've said I don't do that anymore, but if you guys are doing that, I hope it works out for you. But it looks like some buyers are coming in here before the earnings. And 28's a big resistance on Pinterest. We're slightly under that. We're at 27.86. So I'll set my alert at $28. I think that's the high from about a year ago. Let me double check though. Let's see, 28. When was that? That was the high from, yep, February 2022. That's right. So if we take that out, 30 could be next, maybe even higher on Pinterest. What else do we have? Take Two. Let's pull that up. TTWO. This is actually selling off heading into earnings. It's right around the 180 moving average, which actually, the chart doesn't look that bad if we're just looking at the very short-term chart or what's been going on in the very short term. Looks like we're still, holding this channel, but we're not getting any buying pressure quite yet. And with earnings, who knows what in the world is going to happen, guys. But Take Two's after the bell today. We have Activision as well, which is just getting clobbered. This thing is down 4%. I believe there's some, some chatter going around right now about with the, I was reading this before. What is it? Activision shares, investors are anticipating commentary from the Competition and Markets Authority regarding their merger with Microsoft. So in other words, guys, there's a lot of speculation right now that the merger with Microsoft is not going to go through. That's why the stock is tanking right now heading into the earnings. And who knows, if these earnings are awful, this could be coming down even more. We kind of have to play it by ear. But on the flip side of that, in that same breath, we might be getting a relief rally on this thing, if earnings are not that bad, or maybe we get news that the merger could be going through. It's more likely to go through, in other words, if we got that news, So let's see about Activision, guys. What else? LUV, or not, that's not Spirit. What's Spirit? SAV, rather, is Spirit. I'm not too interested in this company, guys, but we're still going to be watching it for earnings after the bell. Then what else? I forgot the other one. Chegg. We had Tyson this morning. What did Tyson end up doing? I forgot to look at this one. Oh, wow. This is down 5%. Looking at, to take out a multi-month low here. That's not a good sign, guys, at all. Just looking at the chart, we have a descending triangle here on Tyson. So this probably, by the looks of the chart, I don't know. I don't know for sure. I can't tell the future, but looks like it might be going under $60 by the looks of it, guys, at least in my personal opinion. So I guess that's it. I don't want to talk too much in this video. We have another video to make for later. And if you didn't check out my last one, I did an update on Meet Kevin's ETF for anybody that happens to give a you-know-what. That's on the channel. Go check that out if you guys want to. Feel free to also get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo and up to 12 stocks from Webull. All those are linked down below. And if you want to be a part of the Patreon, where I'm building a Patreon portfolio from scratch for all my Tier 1 members and above, and by the way, Tier 1's only $10 a month. There's 20 spots, limited access available to that, and there's, I think, a bunch of them filled up already, a couple at least. So go check the Patreon out if you guys want to get in on that. And there's, of course, more content, charts throughout the day, what I'm doing. There's a Discord as well. There's a lot of stuff on the Patreon. Go check it out, link down below. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching as always. Peace out.